In the year 2000, an organization in America called the Project for the New American Century produced this document, Rebuilding America's Defenses, Strategies, Forces and Resources for a New Century, September 2000, 1 year before 9/11. In this organization that produced this document were all the major players that 9 months after this was produced entered the White House and the Pentagon with the Bush administration. Cheney, Rumsfeld, Paul Wolfowitz, who was Deputy Defense Secretary at the time of 9/11, he's now head of the World Bank. And a stream of other people who have become known as neocons. Michael Ledeen in the top left-hand corner, connected into Licio Gelli and P2 and all that stuff in Italy. Richard Pearl, one of the great architects of the invasion of Iraq. John Bolton, another architect of the invasion of Iraq, now United Nations ambassador for America. Feith, another one. Jeb Bush, who is the president's brother. And this guy, William Crystal, who's a Murdoch clone in America, who's the chairman, or at least was chairman, unless they've changed it since I last looked, of the Project for the New American Century. So what did this document say in September 2000? It calls for American armed forces, the cavalry, on the new American frontier. It says that key allies like the United Kingdom are the most effective and efficient means of exercising American global leadership. Well, there's two to bloody tick off straight away. Keep your pen handy. The United States has for decades sought to play a more permanent role in Gulf regional security, while the unresolved conflict with Iraq provides immediate justification. The need for a substantial American force presence in the Gulf transcends the issue of the regime of Saddam Hussein. Tick. It calls for a blueprint for maintaining global US, i.e. Illuminati, preeminence and shaping the international security order in line with America's principles and interests. This American grand strategy, it says, must be advanced as far into the future as possible, and the US must, quote, fight and decisively win multiple simultaneous major theater wars as a core mission. And that's exactly what they're doing. We've had Afghanistan, we've had Iraq, and now they're trying to wangle a conflict with Iran. Tick. It says that peacekeeping missions demand American political leadership rather than that of the United Nations. It highlights North Korea, Syria, Iran and Libya as dangerous regimes and says their existence justifies the creation of a worldwide command and control system, World Army. Now, the axis of evil speech involved in its claims of evil, Iraq, Iran, North Korea, straight off the pages of that document. It was written by a Bush speechwriter called David Frum, who is one of those neocons connected to those people that produced the document. And they say, oh, we're still trying to stop the war with Iraq. Oh, God, please, you've been planning it for years, mate. This document spotlights China for regime change, saying it is time for the presence of American forces in Southeast Asia. This could lead to American and Allied power, providing the spur to the process of democratization in China. They want a war with China. I've been saying it for 10 years. That guy with a patch on his chest said exactly the same. It's leading to a war with China. They want a global problem that they can finally impose their global solution. To stop this ever happening again, we need a world government with power to stop it and an army to stop it. Exactly where they're going, which is why I was able to say this in 1998. The plan is to engineer events real and staged that will create enormous fear in the countdown to 2012. This includes a plan to start a third world war, either by stimulating the Muslim world into a holy war against the West or by using China to cause global conflict. Maybe both. The China thing is happening. The same document calls for the creation of US space forces to dominate space and total control of cyberspace to prevent their enemies using the internet. What we're seeing now, and even following this, are increasing attempts and changes to dictate what you can and cannot say on the internet, and to hand power over the internet to the corporations that they control. It talks of developing biological weapons that can target, quote, specific genotypes. This may transform biological warfare from the realm of terror to a politically useful tool. These are the very same people who are saying they need to protect us from the terrorists. Now, what else did this document say? It said that this process of transformation, all this list of things it wants to happen, would be likely to be a long one, absent some catastrophic and catalyzing event like a new Pearl Harbor. Those words were published in September 2000. 1 year to the month later, we had what Bush called at the time our Pearl Harbor. Catastrophic and catalyzing event. Elephant in the living room. Who's benefited from 9/11? That's the great antidote to problem, reaction, solution, that question. Who benefits? Who benefits from me believing this version of events? Well, do the Muslim world benefit? Oh, no. What about the people who died in 9/11? No. Ooh, who can benefit from this? Only those that wish to use it to justify transforming society in the image they require. History repeating itself. It's just a global version. I love that one. Same shit, different asshole. Isn't that brilliant? Yeah. And that's fantastic. I know, there's a problem with Iran now. Oh, here we go. And then it will be North Korea, and then they'll want China. I mean, crikey. When you protest like these people here against war, they bloody shoot at you with rubber bullets and stuff. This is a protest in Oakland. And they have now free speech zones back from where anyone's meeting, so you can't protest directly. And you know, that previous picture is something to emphasize. There are enormous numbers of people in America who don't get a voice. Enormous numbers who would be sitting here today if this was in America, because they can see through it. It's not the Fox News mentality of America is not the only mentality, far from it. But again, we come back to this again. The lie can be maintained only for such time as the state can shield the people from the political, economic and or military consequences of the lie. That's why they have to suppress dissent. All over the place now, we're seeing, this is in America, concentration camps being built for where they want to take the world. They want to take it to a fascist state. This famous saying by Pastor Nemo, a anti-Nazi activist in Germany, is so applicable. First they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for me, and by then there was no one left to speak out for me. What we have to do, surely, is stop being divided by what we don't agree on, and start being united by what we do agree on, which is freedom for all of us. United now means freedom tomorrow. And one of the things we need to look at surely as young people is saying no to the sodding military, not being part of it anymore. Join the army, travel to exotic distant lands, meet exciting unusual people and kill them and be killed. They've got these people in America going into all the schools and the malls now, trying to get people to go, young people to go into the military, who you know, oh, we'll pay your college bills, at least for a month till we send you off to be killed. Yeah, it's great. Hey sir, would you like to go and be in the uniform and serve the interests of the people who've made you unemployed and poor? Does that seem like a good idea? That's what's happening in America. That's Nazi Germany, that's America today. At the top, what's the difference? Same thing. Albert Einstein said, the pioneers of a warless world are the youth that refuse military service. And if, as they said in the 60s, what if we had a war and no one turned up? No war. It's because we play a part in the system that is controlling us that the system is allowed to control us. If we will not be part of it, it cannot exist. And people are waking up. People are waking up. They're starting to see in greater and greater numbers what the game is, and they don't want to play, and neither should we. Now that's a great sight. I think that would be very good for the world.